Round 5 of the second quarantine tournament. Aathik 1402 versus Vikyat 1279. They're both leading with 4 points. Whoever wins goes to 5 points, and they would have a good chance of becoming the champion. Let's see what happened. White played e4, Vikyat. Aathik replied with e5. Knight f3, knight c6, bishop b4, b5. It's Rilopus. The main line is a6, which is what Aathik plays. Bishop a4, knight out, knight c3. So here white usually plays pawn c3 or castling. Knight c3 is a slightly less popular line. Knight c3, black plays bishop c5, d3, b5, bishop moves out of the attack. Black plays h6 to just stop the bishop from coming here, pinning the black knight. Pawn a3, making space for the bishop. Black plays d6, white plays h3. Same idea as h6 to stop this bishop from coming to g4, which would pin the knight. Bishop to b7. So black's bishops are looking good actually. White plays bishop e3, knight d4, bishop d4, bishop takes d4, bishop takes, knight takes, pawn takes, knight's attacked. So knight moves to e2. Here comes a very important moment of the game. Instead of defending the pawn with c5, Aathik just gets his king out of the center. He makes it safe. White happily takes the pawn, but then comes a move that breaks open the center of the center. Black plays d5. Here, Vikyas should have not allowed pawn takes pawn. He should have played e5, closing the position out. But he plays pawn takes pawn, and that turns out to be a big mistake. Because black is not going to take back the pawn. Instead, he is just going to play rook e8 check. Of course, king does not want to move to f1 because then he cannot castle. So white blocks it. Even now, Aathik refuses to take the pawn back, which is the second pawn basically. The second pawn that he gave, he's not taking it back. He plays queen e7, putting more pressure on the knight. Now white cannot castle immediately because then queen takes knight is a free piece. So he cannot move the king out of there. He plays c4. And black still does not do anything about that pawn. He plays rook d8. Now look at black pieces. All of them are looking good on good squares, while white rooks are not into the game yet. Knight's pinned, king is in the middle of the board. So Aathik is down by 2 pawns, but it doesn't matter. When your opponent's king is in the middle of the board, you just attack. Queen d2, probably to make space for the bishop to come back. Now comes a5. Bishop goes back. Pawn takes, and here comes the most brilliant move of the game. Black pieces are excellently placed, but now he needs to open the position even more. And Aathik decides to just give up his knight for 2 pawns, but now the position just opens up. This bishop is breathing fire along this diagonal. Now, after the queen moves, comes another great move, queen g5. Hitting g2. This bishop will also be hitting g2 after the rook moves. King moves to f1. Of course, if you castle thinking everything is safe, can you figure out what is black's next move? Black will just play rook c5 or rook d2, and it's either checkmate or lose your queen. So white could not castle, he just plays king f1. But it's now a simple finish. Rook c5, queen's attacked, queen moves, queen takes g2, check, king moves, queen takes rook, king moves. Next move simple, right? Rook d5 check. I mean, not a check, the queen's pinned. He's not losing the queen yet, Vikyat, but he can block it with the knight. But then c5, just wins the knight. Queen moves, rook takes knight check, king to c3. Now queen comes back into the game with a check. King moves, bishop. It's bang, 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 check, check, check. All the pieces are coming into the attack. The king has to stay there. He cannot escape this way or this way. King moves, and now rook ed8, putting more pressure on the bishop. If the bishop moves, queen h1 would be check. That would be almost game over. White just plays queen a5, and Aathik finishes the game and win one move with rook takes bishop, checkmate. So it's a very nice illustration of how to attack your opponent's king when he is stuck in the center of the board. The game comes down to this exact moment where in the opening, after knight e2 castles, d5, e takes, this is a moment where white is one step away from castling, but that one step costs him the game because Aathik just plays brilliant chess with move after move after move, putting pressure on the white pieces, and the position became too much for white to handle. Aathik went on to win the game, and then he went on to win the tournament by winning the 6th round.